Good morning, everyone. In this presentation, we're going to talk about the reasons why you should cite a website, and we're also going to identify those key elements of what to look for when citing a website. So, why should you cite your sources? First, anytime you use someone else's ideas or information, you should always cite that work. That's just being courteous and acknowledging the hard work that other people have put in, including yourself. Another reason you should cite your sources is, well, it's actually sort of part of the law. So under copyright law, the creators of content have the legal authority to determine what happens with their content. Now, if we had protection, like strict protections on everything, how would we even learn in school? Well, that's where the fair use clause comes in. This allows teachers and students to be able to use parts of works to help us learn. So under the fair use clause, you should definitely cite where you got your information. When you go to cite a website, there are certain things that you should look for that are going to go into your citation. First, you should check to see if there's an author or an organization. Sometimes there may not be an author, but an organization is present. For example, the Centers for Disease Control. You should also look to see what the article title is. Another important element is the overall title of the website itself. You should see if there is a date. Sometimes this information is a little harder to find or it's not available. And finally, we want to capture the URL. That's the address of the website. Once we have all of those key pieces of information, we want to organize them by following a set pattern. We're going to put the name first, and you can see that we organize that by last name and then first name. We then put the article title. Notice how it's in quotes. Next comes our website title, which is italicized, then our date, and then our URL. You can see an example right here where I looked up an article on Sherlock Holmes from Encyclopedia Britannica. We have our author, our page or article title, the overall website, which is Encyclopedia Britannica, my date, which is written in a little bit of a weird format because you have to put the day before the month. And then we have our URL, www.britannica.com/ the rest of it. Fortunately, there are tools on the internet that will help us to create those citations. One of the tools that we're going to focus on in this class is a tool called MyBib. This is completely free and there's no ads, and it will save works cited for you. So I really like this tool. So once you get a finished product and you've inputted your sources into MyBib, this is what a works cited is going to look like. And this is what you're going to copy and paste over to your PowerPoint slide. So you can see I have 1, 2, 3 sources. You can see that I have double spacing and that I also have that special indent. This is called a hanging indent, where the second line and the third line are indented from the first. So this is ultimately what we're going to be creating.